Hello, this is Dafnis Prieto. I'm Dafnis Prieto. Prieto Dafnis Prieto. Here I am, and there we go. So I was born in Cuba, in Santa Clara, which is like 300 kilometers from Havana, the capital. And since I was little, I was surrounded by a lot of music and artistic movements going on around my house. I don't have any musician in my family, in my previous family. So I completely, on my own, on those terms, I listened to music on the street and stuff like that. And I got into the guitar, and I got a lot into rumba, because a lot of rumba was going on in the neighborhood. It was a kind of a poor black neighborhood that I was born in. So then I went to a music house where I thought, they got me getting the guitar and stuff. And then I switched to the bongos, and I started playing the bongos actually with the clave, with making the sound of the clave with my mouth. So it would be like chica taco, chica tumo, chica taco, chica toco. So I started doing that kind of thing, since I was little, and the professor actually told my mom, you should get him in percussion instead of in the guitar. So that's actually the way I got into the Conservatory of Music when I was 10 years old in Santa Clara in percussion. So after I go into the Conservatory in Santa Clara when I was like 10 years old, I did a classical training, like timpani, snare, xylophone, the basic classical percussion instruments. Then I was actually listening to a lot of like popular music also, and it was this orchestra in Santa Clara called Orquesta de Música Moderna, and in that orchestra was a drummer. His nickname is Peje, El Peje. So I got a lot of influence by him. Just watching him, a lot of inspiration. Then I started practicing drums. I had a drums in my classroom, so I used to practice there every time at night and stuff. So I started developing more stuff on the set and just playing around. So when I was in Havana, after the school, I finished the National School of Music. I started playing with the band that we made up. It was actually mainly a quartet called Columna B. And one of those trips we went to Spain, and I decided to stay in Barcelona, so I left kind of the band, and I was living in Barcelona for a year. Then I got invited by James Bonnet to go to Canada to do some touring, so I went on to Canada. I left Spain without the green card itself, so they actually denied my visa to go back to Spain at that time. And I didn't really want to stay in Toronto, in Canada, even though I have a lot of friends there and stuff. But the music that I wanted to do, it was actually looking forward to being in New York more than any place else. So I just actually, instead of going back to Spain, I moved forward and I came to New York. Then it was kind of tough for me. I went to the East Harlem. It was kind of rough for me at the beginning, the New York scene. But I started hanging out, going to clubs. I had already a few people that I knew. So I called them up and I told them, I moved here, I'm here, so please let me know if you have anything coming up and you're interested to do something together and stuff. And they started calling me up, and besides that, I used to go to jams and stuff and, show myself around. Received a call one day from Michel Camilo in my house that he said that he's auditioning some drummers and stuff. So he called me up, I went there and I did a session, with him and the rehearsing and stuff, playing a few tunes and stuff. And 2 years later, he just called me up and said, you want to do the gig? I said, well, great. I was really happy to make it, the gig. It was challenging for me because the style itself, I was a little bit separate from that style at some point. So you know, and also try to put some of myself inside of the gig, which was for me my main role at the end of the run, is actually to incorporate my style into that language that he already has conceived for his trio. So, and then we just made actually an album that just came out in April this year, entitled Spirit of the Moment. It's his last trio record, and I think it came out great. The sound is very nice, and the trio sounds really good too. So. In Cuba, I think like 90% of the people, they always have Vic Firth. I actually play SD4, and I love the stick because it actually is kind of light stick, and it has a very warm tip. The tip is really important for me for the cymbals and for the whole heads. I use a lot of different sounds in the heads, on top of the cross sticks, on the head itself, like present and muted. So there is a lot of textures that I like to get out of the set, and that for me is so much part of the music that it has been incorporated to my own style. So I guess I have no choice now. I'm trapped in my own style. Mainly on my playing, what I'm focusing is 100% about the music. I can use any kind of chops technically, or any kind of virtuosity on the sets, but it all has to be integrated into the music that is happening at that moment. I wouldn't, in my style, kind of pretentiously put something on top and make it just a disaster musically happening just for the sake of my virtuosity or my ego. So I have a couple records out of myself already, of my own music. One that is called About the Monks, which was my first record. And the second one is called Absolute Quintet, with the band is called Absolute Quintet. Now we're getting ready, tomorrow actually we start recording a new album with the sextet. Most probably the name of the album is going to be Taking the Soul for a Walk. You know, if you're interested to see me playing, or if I'm around anywhere in the world, you can go to my website, which is my name, www.dafnisprieto.com, or on my MySpace also, and that kind of thing. Just Google me, and we can say hi and see each other around the world. This is Dafnis Prieto. I'm gonna tell you something. Sticks are to make music. You have to make music on the drums, okay? That's what we're here for. Make it groovy, make it swingy, and music. It's all about the music.